Daylight savings time. Daylight savings time. We didn't plan. Daylight savings time. We didn't plan. We didn't plan. Daylight savings time is Monday. Oh my God, all our teams are off center. Yeah, it happens every time. I just close that out. But I have my phone because there's a reason why. Good morning. It's 5 a.m. Mester Scrum. It's 5:22 in the morning. Just getting things ready. Apparently, everybody's waking up. But hope you're all having had a great weekend and had some fun. Right? We talk about that. And today, like yesterday, I just want to talk about the impacts of daylight savings time. As you know, I got the alarm going, but it's amazing. I got a video of my kid. So I got a hash truck with all these fire alarms going off one day when I was trying to work from home. It wasn't working very well, but I couldn't find any of his fire trucks. I still got to find them. But anyway, so here at 5 a.m. Mester Scrum, this is episode 105. I'm Greg Mester, Scrum Master and Agile Coach, and we talk about ways to practical and tactical ideas on Scrum and Agile and how to make it go better so you can get home to your family and friends and have some fun and make money, right? It's also about business, but we just, happy people, you make money. Monday. It is Monday, start of a week. I'm off. I get to go on a field trip today, so it's awesome. So just on a side note, it was pretty cool. It says, apparently I'm developing a following among my kids' school because they're all in their, we do 5 a.m. Mester Scrum. I had one little kid yesterday at a soccer trophy session, whatever, going, I heard all about 5 a.m. Mester Scrum. Your daughter. I was just laughing. So hi out there, everybody. Maybe we get your parents on the show and get them to subscribe. So always like and subscribe, right? And ring the little bell. I found a little bell. There you go. Ring the bell. You're probably going to get annoyed by that one, but I might use that one because it's not on our kids' thing. Things you find around the house that you can use, right? And like football. What fun thing did you do over the weekend? We do the networking thing. We just talk about fun stuff. And my boy and I, we bought a football. He's so excited. He got his first little football. It's a small one, but he wants to play. So he wants to play with his buddy. So we'll see how that goes. And again, you can always steal stuff from your kids or people you know, or people stealing from people you know, right? Dollar stores. This was I think it was $5 for the football. And use this for your daily scrum for your talking sticks. That one person talks at a time so that you can get through it all. I mean, it doesn't mean that only one person can talk. It's just that one person at a time. Now, if someone's talking and somebody wants to ask a question related to that topic or provide some information, they can always do that. And I think that's one thing people forget. Sometimes they take the drastic thing. Well, Greg says only one person talks, so I can't talk at all during the daily scrum. Like, no. You can only talk what's relevant to what the person who has the ball is talking about. You can't talk about anything you want, just what they're talking about. Maybe that's a fine note. That would be a good blog post on that one. So, distributed teams and the impact of daylight savings time. And I'll try to keep this short because it is a Monday. Probably everybody's going to be late going to work. And I got a lot of things to do today, too. Two areas I want to talk about is notes and why these digital tools are really helpful. And then you're helping set up your mobile calls. So, the real quick one. Yeah. Now let's do the digital notes. So, in Scrum, the idea is that we all work together on. You have a bunch of people that work on stuff. I should put the foot on that. And what the notes at the bottom or the discussion points. That's the area, especially when you're doing distributed teams, that you really need to write stuff down related to the product and what you're doing. And the reason why I say that is because in a distributed team, you're not always together. So if you're working on something, whether it be in the continental US or overseas, or you're working on something overseas and you want to get it to people in other time zones, and to be honest, this applies everywhere in the world. So it could be in Europe, Australia, Philippines, Japan, South Asia. It could be anywhere. It could be India. It could be the Middle East. It could be Europe, Russia. You want to get in the habit of writing notes of what you did and where you stopped at. And well, one, if you're writing code, put it in your code so people can read it and catch up with what you did. Like if you finish stuff, but you're not done, quote, done the work or the task you had at hand, write a note at the end of the thing, at the end of the day. Hey, I got this far on this, and that's how far I got. Just so in case you're not there, or something happens, people can pick up on where you were at last. The other thing is you write the notes down the track, like, my brain, it's Monday, right? Yeah. Comments on the scope. So let's say you hold a 3Amigo session, which we talked about that in the previous episode. So you do a 3Amigo. Write down what you talked about in the 3Amigo in the discussion in your story, right? Or your tasks. Because that way it's written down and you all remember what it was. If you make it all verbal, trust me, you'll forget about it in about a couple of days, right? What did we talk about? And then you're hacking away. What did we talk about? I forgot. I don't know. Do you remember? I don't remember. So in the distributed teams, these note sections are very important to share information across the board. So if you have issues or you do something, capture images, a lot of them allow you to post images in there. Some people, it becomes on security issues, you can or cannot. Most of the systems allow you to put graphics. So take a screen capture of what you did and put it in there. Don't put your code in there though, because your code's already documented in your code base. You don't need to take the code and put it into a story, unless you're doing some other things like retros or doing some code reviews. However, but those are the kind of things you want to put in. And again, this helps with daylight savings time. So if you're working on something, you can put notes on where you did or where you got stuck. So when you're not there or you're not in a discussion, other people can read where you're at. So if you're definitely not going to be able to make daily Scrum every day, it's really important that you write some details down in the discussion sections of your systems. So I'm going to leave it at that. And I just really emphasize it's about people working together. It's not you working as an individual on your own thing and you do all the work yourself. It's about allowing other people to know where you're at and offer help and do some things and see what you're coming up with as you go. So very important. Distributed teams must capture notes in their systems of record related to their stories and stuff as they work it. It's really important. Now the other thing is why I kind of have the cell phone just to remind me. Scrum Masters should be setting up every time I scrum a team and I run a team. I make sure I go through my phone and find out what are the sequence, like if you have a WebEx call or Skype call or conference call or whatever call you got, that I figure out where all the pound code is, comma, star, whatever after the phone number, so that everybody can program it into their phone. There is not a team I do not Scrum Master that I don't go through. And when I get that conference call, and I always make it the same conference call dial number for all my meetings for that team. And if you have multiple teams, it kind of gets tough. You got to make sure you don't overlap and you don't let people use your conference call number, because if they use it and you're on it, you're going to get dual people on it. But I give it to them. And the reason why because with daylight savings times, you have meetings that should be earlier, daily Scrum earlier. People might get stuck on the road. They might get stuck in traffic. We've all been there, right? Where you're stuck in traffic. There's no reason why you can't go on, and if you put the number in here right, because I use it all the time. When I'm going to work in the morning, I get some early, really early conference calls for just daily scrums. I just call into it, and it's easy. It's a one button hit. It does all the dialing. I put it on mute, and I leave it on mute until it's my turn to talk. Unless there's something I need to talk about. But this is something that Scrum Masters should be doing and teams should be doing, and it'll help you with your distributed groups and having daily scrums earlier in the morning. If it's on your phone, you can take it. You can do this anywhere, and it's not a security violation because there's no pictures, there's no nothing, right? It's just you talking, and this is where I get into sharing the stuff and getting away from having to use your computer screen to figure out where you are in your daily scrum. You want people to know how a daily scrum works and just rattles off, man. They don't need to be in front of a screen. They don't need to lay out. Now, it's important if you need to know everything, like you're the Scrum Master, and hey, I need to know what everybody's doing. Well, then you better darn well know what all the work is that everybody's working on so that you have an idea what they're talking about, right? When you're in the code and you're doing stuff and you're working on a same feature, it's a lot easier to establish that. Where you have team problems, which will probably be another episode later on, is when your team is all working on different features and nobody has an idea what anybody else is working, nor do they care. And that sets up a bad daily scrum and actually a less productive team. So that'll be a different episode later on. But this week, we're going to talk about distributed teams, the impact of daylight savings time. I will find some sirens out there. And this is 5am Mester Scrum Show, episode 105. Please like us, subscribe to us, and hit the little bell. That's a terrible bell. Boom. There you go. Hit the little bell. So when we post up there, you'll get a little notification email and give us some ideas. And I did, because there's so many things. I filled out the whole week, and I'll check on it throughout on my little calendar. My topics on distributed teams, and I got all the way up through Friday. So, looks like I'm going to be good with stuff throughout the entire time period. And maybe we would share some ideas. I'll have to get my poster out, share that poster with y'all. So with that, have a good Monday. Hope you all survive. I get to go to a farm with my kid on a field trip today, so that'd be cool. I'm going to have fun with that. Get away from the office. Got to have some fun, man. Right? You can't be work again. Got to build it up. It's just that circle goes back to what we have up there, right? Have some fun. Balance work life. Less stress. I know there'll be a ton of things when I get there tomorrow. However, some things are, you got to have your important things and have some fun. But it's good to get out. Anyway, thank you. All have a great day. Happy scrumming. See ya.